Yalo ngot mo kini fa usin. Lo fa ila kutu. Ame ma.
Amen. Era que mo fulo de canana njango ya rem police hol.
Sai kunun kiyele fusuto de be kirika.
La mama jabil, la mama jabil.
Sai ngamba bun ko lete ni be diamo. Ko sifa da sugu kinin fa o fe wala le tangi fondo. Mo sala mo.
Amara ndongo kami fa. Mbeta meka nanga mo tara siare nje. Mama mo kurumbaldi ni mama. Asan Brikama, you know, 5 Barcelona, you know, Gana La Liga ni Champions League of Bella win, you know. alla police ko do kela modo la nomba pledo mama ni alfusine dare ko wala nomba call jante ko wala usien na modo di o ba fole ko natto babu way nang ino way fengol be ni la ino tol ba fola jana ñu police ol min faada ja gambenol fo gam comme te nga fa Sénégal gambenol ñim ko mo jaw si fa banto lok to ñaato ñaa mama usien meto londi ite mo jaw baldi man moy mere no fo ndama la ñu mo mere ni si valdi man Meni adama temolon bareni adama temo be wolon na mama jabi jabi meni baro temolon de bare meni baro temolon na le
police fulo en be wole faytere ko kono
moske barin jawol ni moske barin hasidi sifali no mado fon ida kan kam fandi da mama jabi
imaje ala wa ko harba din kan nyonto ni ko di ngai nyonto ni ko di
ide ala ala bakere ni ida mama jabi amre ko lañu audio fil dal ide ala no ala bakere ni
ko di
yo haral bañu pare ak yow da ngeen dof lu jaaju ko soxor
ima sen ida be na jam da do jamu kan telefon ajebe mar fona bi jamar
all right badongol ngal kontom ko nga fale nyamin drum as determined as the government is to uphold the single narrative in their quest to incarcerate Usain Bojang by all means, even after clearly knowing that he has no hand in the killing of the Cubs, we are more determined. Hana ba jarla nyel luolu na langa sijan ka fomo le mimbe kering. Mankore wala. If they are 10 times determined, we are multiplied that by 100 times more determined than them to verify and of course to give you the right part of things and unkol tara nyaming and ito la fabrication on unkol be tara nyaming. So worondolda sila ngaje albert limbaliani tajirinte yani jowyati linna na sade molan ko mbenga singande o kam oto na badi yani na sinyo ya man na fasoto so wala na jarta to le ko kula drong a jartan to le min tambita wala kana tan dalla ko tonya be la rentenne andon alla mansa kunda e kulon police la saya to le andon ne aya tara dunga to le barata la dung o nya bal bulje bare wande dunga mi ali amata ko wala barata wala le fan ya sifa bela la kam mbe akoyta nala ko manke kusodaren dan dum bena fentel ka tan dalla ko ale min be fo manke kusodaren so bimbe diamo focus la dami wala mama jabi min ko bawo police ole min fa ko etam belal ko be mu fan yalti so DIG so nala mo ko tangol I think it's high time we just let go those people e contract do diala te taraje akoy da Gambia belal ko ni madi mo ko tangol la min ya lon ko wolle faham tay londi sodate de katambade ya diata la wada dalilate ne adiala and wada dalilo wala police la sayade so we are concluded on that there is nothing more we can tell Gambians that they have not seen. From everything that DIG Sowe told us, we basically know that everything is a fabricated script and it's a complete lie. And now that they've, gone ahead to give him a contract to compensate for it, we already know what exactly the government is up to. So that is not going to be our focus today because that's very clear to every Gambian. But we will focus on Mama Jabi because DIG Sowe for Olom Fanyadi. But Mama Jabi, of course, had an encounter with Usenu. And then we definitely need to get into that aspect of it because DIG, what are okay, he done saret magbutolo ni kuku alpha member ko DIG, so you might be in your 60s and more, and then you can basically tell lies to an entire country and you still be giving a contract on top of those lies, giving false information to a public officer to a point that even the spokesperson of government came out to say tonya le ngamin be fontama for mo dola fani han wo be alkale contract ko di wala ko da masa kundal man sene anyin ko. But that's beside the point. Let's go to Mama Jabi now, and first we will start from Mama Jabi la audio. Mama Jabi ko atani alfu sene dari ko kabring Usenu Bojang for the gara sot. First, what he did was, he was looking for a spot to go to. Alfuseni Dari ka I mean fa wala nyindu ko nina tuba wala dunda nyola, and then Alfuseni Dari directed him atala direct ta Mama Jabia. Ko long Gambia musoti musumoro mimbeje. Mama Jabi tamanke mori itam tapale baldi. So Usenu la fudo Mama Jabi nyolia. Mama Jabi ya recording mimbela jam mo be ala moy. We all can hear it. Ko Mama ba wurla fongo ko enyi mo famin keda Gambi. Oba fala jana ko nin tubabo dunda nyola o kabir betam me kanje ngam mo jamala fango jeje ay bunko na bagasol bon beta ke ni la bantalan kolia this guy is constantly talking about tubabo, and then kuti mi yalon ko kabrani alfusin dari fanam benta garasol is the same thing that he mentioned there. So that is the only collaborating thing in here. The only thing collaborating in this whole story is that this guy is constantly talking about nin tubabo, so among mo fa kufor. So how did Mama Jabi come to that conclusion? So Mama Jabi, knowing fully well the first family and having a close association or close relation with them, ay nyinki baro sodolo ko mu fala keda Gambia kabiri nyim futa da jedda ka fa mbada ngala nyinka nimpare dan 1 million dintala anu wala dun keda Gambia masakunda through the police ale 1 million di jumalla anu ngalo ne ale media house killing o ming invite je when albenying 1 million di ka anu woldu man now play. We know all that. Why didn't you, invite all the media houses to be present when you were giving this 1 million to this woman? But Mama Jabi, upon receiving the 1 million and all her fabrication, the single audio that existed, I was saying record minna janjang Gambia bekonoko nyine mofake. When people begin to listen carefully to the audio, you realize that Usenu Mafu $100 wotoko ngamo falake Mama Dronaka wood on top of her voice. With Alfuseni Dare Bafalo Kwakwe Barokol, I Barobolo say this guy is talking about Ngana Dimba Ngana family mol bolo say nyaonya because initially at the Amara family moleka dungana la tubabo tema. So because Amira ala family moleka dungana la tubabo tema, ni wole problem also da kongol bolo say nyaonya bare konya tambitale, tubabo fela ifengol be ni la, bunko na fengola ke be di la wani molla banda. Mama, instead of you talking about tubabo la fengo ida ba fele fengo ko nyimmo famin keda ya mutu seno tele nyinga ya mrete entelong. Mama jumale tedi. Ika sama kando le jinena sando fo la moria wala kenene e mangi han moro kilindi tapalela midi ni dam moro de wada kuno woto say moro min ga fo mole ko munanga min fo kordula yamara tembeta bam yamara ni Usenu Bojang mi dingo di bo si fakela ay gis nga mag bu tekki wu dara ni rek nga mëna dekké ci ay sos ci ay fen Mama Jabi iko niya jeta man audio fe nan no court yela sim card wala bondi la telephone ko no because molle bete nenkan kabirite audio nyin janjan ka ko nyine kate police wolfa ma hajabe jumale bete nenkan because kabir nyin ko keta mota wurla keten nen wonyama because this is something that surprised or shocked the entire nation. So jumala be wulla at that point in time pour keten nen min batin na ngo haninga na sim card bondi na telephone ko no bi fo batin na WhatsApp audio min be je wol be boje mama he doesn't understand technology wala na nata ko fanya sifaf because I'm technology understand ako kabira ati ala sim card bonda la telephone ko no you know atela WhatsApp tatale and then atemala audio so to kodenk mama bare tele nyi audio record ani tela janjam molia ani la audio janjanta dula belo to gambia kon. So to bring that back to the police, there is no audio that circulates in that country that the police cannot get access to. But muna na police ol mama la ni audio ta inaita code. Konga audio play jan nyame ni audio lamoy from start to end. There is no single point in the audio you will hear Usainu talk about until police ol fa wala police fa ke dan bulo whatever. The only part that he even mentioned the police shooting case is kabirimbe mbikanje ngamo jamala jeje. But everything that this dude was talking about, not to babu why bagasol ni la dunta jabora jana. So mama, how could you just all of a sudden jump ya for ko itela audio la filter ma o ila audio nyim, you know, yela sim card bondi la telephone kono wala yela telephone file. But even with that, muna nada ke, you know, Africell nada tandiko mama mala sim card phone bonda la telephone kono because I sim card on you useless until November. So say, I'll nembe tonya fola. Africell le wulia for bang for mama le wulia. Karo amam possible nga go mantra na sim card use come for a certain period. Africell atandi ko no ibira sim card use kan for November nyulunkare. Do you want to tell me that the call records lie? No. Otomama ila audio man filima iman tonya la for anila audio be molubulla and no part of that audio did Usainu Bojang say that he killed the cops. But menekeda police all after analyzing this particular audio akwait yala ko tonya this audio cannot be sent to court because nyimman fem forward mimbe the nim police all la sayala. That already tells you that this dude did not talk about killing the cops. So why on earth will the police come to court again? Not just the police, but the prosecution come to court and lie because DPP not la ko. Niaje mama la audio manna no court mama la telefono le tinyanta bar mama mafa la telefono tinyanta de mama ko ayala sim card la bonda la telefono kono. Now let's analyze this too. Ngana sim card la bondi na telefono kono ani na telefono le tinyanta fo la kilintal. So why does the prosecution feel the need to lie? Because it war is like, you know, a slip of the tongue or, you know, it's a mistake. Oh, man can mistake or war is deliberate, you know, intent to lie to the court. So why did the DPP lie to the court that mama la telephone la tinyata and mama dunko atela telephone man tinyata atela sim card la boni. But hana the mama la telephone la tinyata what hana the mama la telephone genital and no record of it can be traced anywhere. Mama sent this audio to the waves and all other people got this audios. Kabiralbe Ibrahim Diba of the UDP Sambakan court. Fali ali I kumo min for Adam Borom fali abonda fon la telephone la kon. You people found it online and then you brought it to court. Whatever mama recorded in that audio is available to every person in that country. And you people analyzed it and realized that there is nothing incriminating in it. And there is nothing about killing the cops in it. What did you do? You still went ahead to say, no, audio nyum filter. Fanyala tambita wala. Fanyala tambita wala. Now, the most interesting aspect of it is that mama la sim card of manke mama tati. Anamba rola sister dingo. Wale tam wale mama la sim card register. Wala musa kamara di mimbe do ko la jiare. Yala masa kundai ko la ke nimmin nada man yale badingol be samba jiare. E kamera ko do could lie is like biological inheritance. It all bal ni fal wala ba fudu ran dolti. Ni nada man siale yela badi ngol dam mal sambana yeda wal samba jiare ba tapalian intilimbali akela wala. So this Musa Kamara mu arambaro la sister dingolati. Mama Jabila sim card was registered in the name of this Musa Kamara. Oda Musa Kamara tamu mama la sim card. But mama kane Musa manyolo na barai Musa balalong. Musa badu wala ni arambaro bada bakilim fakil. So nyimman sakunda be seniano la woto nyadi. Musa Kamara, who works at Gambia Revenue Authority, wala tamu mama jabi la sim card anon kabrin useno futa da mama jabi le kay ko nyingambia musu moro nyim fela jang kala tubabo la ko explain aji mama be wurla fon ka fa ko itele police ol fa a mama e min folo ko wala nyim musa kamarat kata ndala ko nyim miye mo fa ke ndala ngamuda pour 1 million o bara kabiri mama anata court ka fa ko atiala sim card o bondala telephone ko no mol anata kalam da ko mama la sim card o nyim fa mantra register mama to yala be register nyim musa kamara la to yala nyim musa kamara wala adam baro la sister dingoti. So how can you actually get the first family out of it? But mama kama musa kamara lon mama kaya la sim card o bondala telephone ko nanda mantra sim card o ni use ka wala na la audio file dam but afrisel ko mama bala sim card o use kan until November of 2023. But the police, knowing all of this, they deliberately intended to go ahead with their single narrative prosecution and incarceration. But Kabri Mama another quote. After saying that how sen lo control ten but iko ya record fenko minna recording nyinne iko recording nyimanji recording manje recording tara muntole na sim card boni na telephone okon bara yela sim card boni na telephone okon bara ya ki modol yele ta folo woli ko ala kinya nan ko tenge ngamin kiyali ala kinya nan ko tenge ngasamba quote. So Mama did not know much about Musa, but she actually know that Musa was married, and then how could you even say you don't know somebody so well? But then, you know, all of a sudden, you tell sim card mimbe tell telephone ko na be register wala fon toyal obe keno la nyadi. That is something we definitely need to ask. On top of it, Mama la statement I mean the police ola, and in Mama I mean for court, there are several contradictions in it, and this would definitely was one of those that they've Mama tara Senegal within that period sinya saba konto kono Mama ko hani woman soto, and which was basically, you know, verified by the court. So at the end of the day, Mama nyol labanta minela malong itabe labanda no nyadi la kavo ko malong would not definitely get you out of this case. Mama ko aboti la suwo ko natara katela yundum ni aja te katela yundum molle kate call, you know, kate neng wala ka kum but say mol ke call. Why would I leave my house to go and sleep somewhere else because molle kan call kan neng Now, if really it is on the basis of Mama's apprehension of Usain Bojang that you gave her the 1 million, and on the basis of the fact that Akali Aloko, you know, I recorded this dude, where is the recording? And that's the recording that we've just played over here, and you've listened to it from start to end. There is no part of this, you know, audio that this dude talked about killing the cops. Mama had a telephone number, which is basically a QCell, was not registered in her name. And it was registered under Musa Kamara's name, 3829711. Musa Kamara la tam wa telephone da manke o number ta manke Mama jabit. And no Musa Kamara wolong Adam Baro barin ngoti. Wala ni Musa Kamara mo Adam Baro barin ngoti kabiri nyim fengo ke da Mama wala follow call ka fa ko atele mo muta mi police fake but sa akate wo record le sa ko record nyin atamo so do ko denga because atela sim card film simply because the police had coached her to not bring the audio to court, and so that they will not have any, because they want to ensure that there is no traceable evidence and there is nothing that would actually prove that this dude did not do anything like this. But because they have that mentality, let's go and do everything possible to incarcerate this young man. So only one mentality, Lenara, because you came with that single mentality of trying to, incarcerate somebody who definitely did nothing wrong to you. And then basically that Alfangol lay police olofa, Almefa kula for political, and then now you want to put everything on this dude using Mama's whatever, because whatever the police had said, that was completely false and lies. So now let's depend on Mama's testimony. Now, the only thing that is left in this case now, because Mama said, "Atela konye kwa police ulfa, but I file audio mintoite audio mi record iko manta ofela nan court. We will bring that to court, and then there will be only single collaborating thing in it. That is what the dude told the guy at the garage. That is Alfuseni Dari ko. Ni na tubabola duntanyola, and Alfuseni Dari had directed him to Mama because of tubabola problem onye. That is the same problem that this guy has, re-echoed in the audio that Mama recorded, and they deliberately refused to bring to the court, and the DPP and Mama lied about it. So imagine DPP, prosecution that is supposed to prosecute criminals, is turning to be the criminal in this case. Where will we get justice in our country when those who should give us justice are more or less the masterminds of criminality, fabrications and lies, the police and the prosecution? Where will we get justice? Because the responsibility of the prosecution here would be, if the police had investigated and they've got tangible evidence that this guy did this, they are supposed to come to court and prove to the court beyond reasonable doubt that this is the person that actually did this crime. But if the prosecution turns to be hiding even their own records, then something did not go right, including the gun. Including the gun. So the prosecution knows very well that they were lying in court, and of course, among themselves, contradicting each other. Because if Mama said, "I have removed my SIM card," and you DPP came and said, "No, Mama's phone is spoiled," what are you two trying to hide? What is so special about the audio instead of bringing it to court to prove your point? If you said that Mama had recorded this dude who had actually killed the cop, why are you hiding the audio? Funnily, God works in miraculous ways. When Mama was recording this dude who was only talking about having a problem with a white person, she sent this audio not knowing that people have brains. Mama, because she's more intelligent than everybody in this world. When this dude is talking about, a white woman, Mama is screaming on top of her voice, "Oh, you killed these people in the Gambia. Do you know me?" Mama, you are nothing. You, DPP, and whoever involved, DIG or whatever, you people are all nothing. You are just ordinary human beings. You don't turn daylight to night. So why did you all lie? So that now brings the government into question. What exactly did you people do wrong? Mama's audio that led you to arrest Ousainou Bojang. That was the audio that was circulated to the entire country. And everybody has access and listen to the audio. In the beginning, people did not listen to the audio quite well. I remember somebody said, "Oh no, boy, if my audio, no, go back to the audio and listen carefully." And this person listened to the entire script. I said, listen to Ousainou's voice specifically, and listen to Mama, and then listen to that other guy who is more or less acting as if he's interpreting what you are not even hearing from Oussainou. When Oussainou said, "Mbenna molo bolo sekang," Alfuseni Dari jump and said, "Akoya for Adam Baro nyoli I will bolo say." Adam Baro for what? Oussainou ba Adam Baro bolo say rapurmo. I munkula ka Adam Baro la. When Oussainou is talking about Ntambira jenga mo jamata raje, na tubabo ay bagasol ta beni la, Mama is jumping on top of her voice. Yamrete entelong, Mama entelong jumati. If not a fake Marabout, what else are you? Nothing more. So what the Mama Jabila audio nying should be the ball of contention in this case, because we know everything that the police told us. Sankareh mimbe for akata mafo police all there fight. Police all fana yalo no ko mimbe for Sankareh abemo fanialet, including Oussainou working in Brikama area council. He was hired to kill. He was paid to kill. They gave him an escape vehicle to the thick forest of Casamas. He is a rebel. He was with a gun at UDP court case. Obe is a fabrication against the United Democratic Party, and that is well established in this case. So that means that the government has fabricated a story against the United Democratic Party with an intention to ban them, and that is why they killed the cops, which is very clear to all of us now. And the next aspect of it is Mamala audio coming filter ye banka min and court that people have, and we listen to carefully. Oussainou did not in any aspect of that audio mention killing the cops. So why did the prosecution refuse to bring this audio to court? Simply because they knew that there is nothing incriminating in the audio. So why give Mama 1 million? Mama also claimed association and ties to the first family, which is very true because akai wa Adamu baro feti alo nenteni wadenta minna wala minteni wala kuole be nyoko na nyami. And mama ko among, Musa Kamara lombara, Musa Kamara bama lo, Musa Kamara bama walong Adamu baro la sister di wodo Musa Kamara mo Adamu baro barending walati. And no Musa Kamara Musa Kamara wale adoni mama jabi la telephone number register. So Mama Jabika telephone number me use the QCell is registered in the name of Musa Kamara, Mimo President Barindingoti. So how can you really say the first family knew nothing about this? Akwai international belalko. Adam baro fongalo dako. Hey, UDP batandi. UDP be batandi la ko bata wala bara. Al nale nyo jam fa dong photo nya for political le bo nyama, but political mom futa ka ko yeta wandi dingol fa. Tilimbalianin tajinteanin balafiringo kang yamurung ko denke you fabricate that entire script against the United Democratic Party because you wanted to ban their political party. Almon succeed woto. Sa alko aljeki dal ko Usenu Bojanne police ulfa. But saying nata ko Usenu Bojanne police ulfa. Usenu Bojanna brother came and gave an interview and what he said was kabiri nyim faro ke dan tolni Usenu Bela Basirinja. What did the police do? You arrested Usenu Bojang's brother. You detained him for days. Mankajang went to Kazamas and got real-time information. You arrested him for days. Mama la audio mi alonko wala fanga nyantatol fanga mako ya la case. Ali alonko fenda odo mo fanya kense ngolte. You deliberately said that is lost. Nyindo ba fala filter. Nyindo ba fala ko na telephone ol tinyata. So what Gambia muna tuta nyin case don dolma mil long follow. What is left in this case that we did not know yet? And the only thing now they want to bank on is that Al-Hussein Dari, because after Mama, it was Al-Hussein who should come because Mama and Al-Hussein were sitting together when they were recording Usainu. Just like the 3 military officers said they were chasing Usainu and then, they were taking cover on fence line when he was shooting at them. The three came and gave their fake and, disgusting testimonies. After that, Mama came. Mama was supposed to come. After Mama, it was supposed to be Al-Hussein Dari. But a woman came because Al-Hussein man song. Al-Hussein had nothing to say. And this Al-Hussein was recorded prior, saying something different, that this dude only told me about Alatubabo Lafenko. So later on, they convinced the guy to come and say, Iti afo dronko, yaron ayafal nyalal. That is just to ensure that Mama Yafole, Al-Hussein Yafo, then these two collaborate, then we will proceed with the case. And that is to prolong it. But then, Mimbena will be more flow be wanyarla. Kabiri tolko. Usienu do foi tole Usienu record le wala ne ko la audio ni manta fiela nan court. So the defense will bring that audio to court. If will Mama deny that is her audio? Mama will not deny that. Will Al-Hussein Dari deny that is his audio? No, he will not deny it. Now, Al-Hussein Dari made it very simple for Usenu Bojang because he said, Kabira for the gara so de tonya. Akonyelo ko anin tuba wala duntanyola. Kabiring alia record fan albalanta ko record fe nan court. Wo record nyim fanan ko na ko makinongola foje ko. Nin tuba wala duntanyola. So what else is left in the case? What is left in the case now is to establish who really killed the cops. And now that will refer us back to Sankareh and then Diagila script. Because if there is anything tangible and fruitful about everything that they framed, you know that everything that DIG told Sankareh is a fabricated script. But why? Why will the government fabricate a script in that nature? Why do they specifically target the United Democratic Party? Because this is the party that the president thinks are after him or are against him. So then the presidency knows something about the killing of the cops. And you don't need to study rocket science to understand the basics of everything that they had told us. Because Kufolo, no independent witness goes to anti-crime and enter through the back gate because they have a case there at midnight. So their investigation reveals how deceitful these people involved in this investigation are. Allah palas mambala Allah palas lad but DIG fang tonya Gambia police sign for al expose scooter because okay atol la ko la nimbo janyol nimmo ko tangol tay fanko sotla contract ko sotla because he retired ale contract killing sorita sorono la ko dange because you're going to empower young, energetic, educated, efficient and productive officers. But what is so special about DIG Sowe? DIG Sowe yung special skill so da mi alon ko nabota police be a retired person modo ta kenola. DIG Sowe yung specific role so da police mi alon ko binata botaje modo ta kenola. DIG Sowe ye mong expertise la soto mi yalon ko binata bodaje modota kenola. So tell me what expertise that DIG Sowe has that if he leaves the police force today, nobody can do what he is doing right now. I don't know, man. So that means everything that you people been telling us is just fabrication. And now to compensate for DIG Sowe of Fenkol, you have to maintain him there. Because we have more competent young officers who basically can do better jobs than DIG Sowe. And so why is the regime going to keep DIG Sowe there? That is simply because of Ayaminki. Right?
Guys, if you're looking for a school that is 100% online,
so we will quickly play you, excerpts of what exactly DIG Sowe had told us. Along, go chokoroka diawolo fonga.
Our press and public relation officer, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols duly and respectfully observed.
This DIG we are listening to, Nyimang Angale Kamoi, Amang Karang, Amang Fahamu, why is this guy giving an extra contract to remain in the police force? Listen to this guy and listen to even his basic pronunciation. In the nursery school, he will not pass. And then some people would say, do you have a personal issue against this man? I don't know this man Malong, but Kebaba Mimbuko Nying. Funding came mi yalon ko idingol fulang amang kukela yo fani asifa cheka yo be double double yo laokam, and you want all of us to be silent about it, somebody we grew up in the community with. And then we were talking like, boy, why DIG lala DIG defu madara xawmako, why DIG do you want dega kon DIG mo kumpulo affaire yep,
gathering together, for just one single purpose, that is through you who has the platform to reach out to the general public, the citizen of this country and non-citizen of this country, to ensure we put you ahead. But first and foremost, before I proceed, I want to extend my sincere condolences.
Yeah, you are not extending your condolences to any family because you know everything about the killing of the cops. Just in the regime that has passed, we've seen people many along the people
of the Gambia.
Look at this, listen to this man. After all the lies, this man had the guts to say that he's actually wishing these families, he's actually, sorry, and then, he's paying his condolences to these families.
A heartfelt condolence and praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala open his doors of mercy for our fallen comrades.
They are your fallen comrades.
Also pray
fallen comrades whom you're lying about on a daily basis.
Of one our comrade who is still going through medical situations. For Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, bestow her strength back and give him a speedy recovery. So this is the person who has retired and giving a contract and giving a contract again when the police had a policy that simply because of this case. Of September, as purportedly reported by various platforms, here present and not present. But I just want to share this word of caution. We did share information lines.
Listen to him now. Listen to him. When Ninke Babe when Afani Afola, Akadiamuten, listen to him now. That he is giving the media people a word of caution. You are supposed to give these people accurate information.
Effective investigation.
Right? So you have conducted your effective and efficient investigation, and then you've given, your preliminary report to Sankareh. That there are a lot of things going on in the media. What is going on in the media? The media was only saying that police will fire. What did the media say that was not true about this case? That everything the media had to say, they had to go to them before they say it. You see, because they wanted to have a single narrative control. Mol nyamama.
Put them into perspective, put them into use to help the situation.
To help which
But not
situation?
only everything in
Mol mean father already. What situation are you going to help?
raising information that is unrefined.
Information that is unrefined.
And the media fraternity.
You see, Nyumbuka Afono from media fraternity. Media fraternity. What is that? This is the guy you give another contract as DIG of our country, a whole country.
In a sense,
Yung hanin dollar burful PIA you found and yintala so kuka okay DIG.
can get into very
A man who cannot even say fraternity is like fraternity. What is that? Yeah, for but this guy has got to go. This guy cannot stay any more day in our police force. And the Gambian people definitely need go. Kabiring ya Jamaica Tilimbali al Dolke. This is how we accommodated it. Until eka model je kefon ke ken yandi be. Wallo multi that time who were actually completely silent.
Not tomorrow.
And they accepted everything that the regime was doing.
I hope you will donate.
And today they act like it told me Fenkole, it told me Jatolet. So it's high time that, look, we will never go back. We can never go back to killing people. No. This regime, this is the first time you're doing that. You will never attempt that again because we will expose you beyond reasonable doubt.
is recovering from
Wait, time so that jangane modolo kono niko ya jame molke nyamale kan ko camera ko something.
and unfortunately
And this is what these folks want to start again.
up to today this morning there are reports circulating in the social media.
What was circulating in the social media?
To her injuries, which is
I don't even understand what language this guy is saying. Like that the lady has circumvent to her injuries. What is circumvent to her injuries?
I would like to tell
Died
you
of her
at this
injuries?
point where I'm standing now.
You don't even know where to put your tenses right. This is the guy they gave a new contract in the Gambia police force.
Responding to treatment.
And where we have young, educated, energetic, young officers, they can man that position beyond reasonable doubt. And they will bring back the professionalism and respect and dignity of the institution.
How
Where these people have tainted this institution, I have no respect for the police force as I speak.
so if it is not gone to the
Because why would I respect a police force that is headed by an individual like this guy?
complications.
Me ya longa basic tenses from correct. On top of it is a retiree, and on top of it, this is a person who basically framed other people in the killing of their own men. Then he knew something about the killing of the cops.
There are other reports also that are circulating within the media. Unhealthy and desire to smear and intimidate, harass.
But look,
Even
what information is in the public space that is harassing anybody on the killing of the cops at that point in time? What was there?
And this is the truth.
He said, as far as he knows, this is the truth, and that is the ultimate truth. Listen to his truth now.
On that fateful day, we noticed a significant amount of telephone traffic.
On that day, on the day of the incident, they actually noticed a significant telephone traffic. Listen to him.
Callers
That Hussein Bojang was making calls to several people
of 1900
between the hours of 1900 to 2100.
2100 hours.
Uh-huh.
A high volume of telephone traffic.
A high volume of telephone traffic.
All right?
Go ahead.
I want to seize indulgence also to apologize on behalf
Yeah,
of
Ninke Babe na wuli afola. Akamaten.
to the general
Before he actually got into the telephone traffic, he's now saying he wants to apologize to the people because he's going to say things that they will not understand.
and
For all man can multi, all man brain shot. Oh, there are military codes. What kind of military codes?
working in the
Complete lies and fabrications. That he already apologized prior to his lies. That what I'm coming to say, you will not understand it. Because what I'm saying does not exist anywhere in the world.
one particular purpose.
So listen to him.
To protect present, before, and after security operations, as far as security situation is concerned. So like I said, I do apologize if you cannot uncode those codes and you don't understand what they are. We can't present this on here without having mention of them. And probably it could be very much tedious for other people to understand. But that's how our job goes on.
Your job is to kill people?
This terrific traffic was identified on the grid 02854 Whiskey Echo 925. If you put this into context, it gives you Bruceville turntable.
Okay.
The cell tower.
Now, let this guy go and print out his entire script that he talked about, this telephone echo, whatever, kirip karap. You know, let's know what exact time all of these things happened that he's talking about.
This is where that
They did not present any of this in the courts.
was going on.
So there was a significant telephone traffic around Bruceville turntable going towards Sukuta traffic light.
Having said that, few hours later, the same signals were picked at grade 004 29902 Sierra Zulu and close to latitude 1310. Put this photo into perspectives, it gives you between Sifo and Dimbaya.
So between Sifo and Dimbaya.
Some moments later, the same signals were picked up at grid 35593 Echo Tango 0441 latitude 1355.
So
that is the edge of the Gambian border into Casamas.
that is the edge of the Gambian border to Casamas. On this day, Ousseynou was sitting with his brothers in his house, and at one point he was at his work. Now, that means, how did you conclude that this is Ousseyno's number? Because Ousseynou did not travel that night. He only traveled the next day in the afternoon. So where did the police get this information? That they actually, you know, with their this grid, whatever that they picked up on that evening, you know, between turntable to wherever, and then all the way down to... So police only because they did not bring any single part of this to the courts. So now we ask the question, why did the police lie? Why did the police guy have to say all of these things? Why did he not print out all of these records and bring them to the courts? None of this was brought to the court. But it was this same guy that told Sankareh everything that Sankareh told us. But imagine now, between, let's say, you know, you said, you know, around 1900 hours. Now, this incident happened between 1900 hours to, 2100 hours. So if that is the case, around 1900 hours, you were able to track this particular number. Why didn't you go and get this person prior to doing that, activity? Now, even if it is after the activity that you start, tracking this particular number, but how on earth will you jump from nowhere and just start tracking a specific number because there was high telephone traffic? Where in the Gambia does that exist? That out of the entire population of, let's say, people who have SIM cards will be more than 2 million in the Gambia. All of a sudden, you're just tracking one at turntable because there is heavy telephone traffic, and then you are, tracking this from one point to another. Why didn't you get this person before they get to Casamas? The fact of the matter is that this is a complete fabrication. There is no truth to it because this dude did not even move on that day. So we continue with this guy.
So that means from...
Oh, nothing works on this acne. Hi. Who? I'm a licensed dermatology provider from Cure.
And it's a fact. Because grid references, most of us here, I think we have very few people who can measure grid references.
You see?
Because they are coded.
When somebody is about to lie, they try to tell you that whatever I'm coming to say, you will not understand it because it's only the security service that understood it. Why, after their 13 witness, they did not bring an expert of grid whatever to come and tell us how they were able to do this? So if only a few people could do this, that night, where did you get the expert to do it? And who is the expert who did it? Why didn't this expert come to court to say, telephone track from this point to another? I know the police has an IT unit. Will you tell me that is this IT unit of the police that were able to use all this technology to be able to determine this is complete fabrication?
Of the Gambia-Casamas border, indicating a signal of somebody who is present there and who is most likely
so
suspect.
It said after following all of that, they realized that in Casamas somebody was there who is the suspect. How?
There's a 5-kilometer continuous hot pursuit with the two countries. I invoked that pursuit through the Minister of Interior. I don't know where he has gone.
Yeah, the Minister of Interior dundije. So what a bele be kuokono.
When the telephone
A
call,
bele be kuokono.
after an
Amada nonsense.
They were on the borderline of this.
See how he's trying to promote himself as a great guy, a great achiever because he wants to be IG?
Enter. The protocols were on. within 20 minutes, they were on site.
Somebody you were tracking in the Gambia, you could not get him, but then you got to Casamance within 20 minutes, you know, you were able to get the person.
Purportedly being suspect, we did not confirm whether it was a suspect or not at the time, but true to his own confessions.
Listen to him, his own confession.
And we suspected that is the very suspect that we are looking for. So in that 30 hours now, so far we have significant leads that direct the direction where he is totally implicated.
He is totally implicated after 30 hours. This is what this guy told us. But everything they brought to court said nothing around that. You see, that he has been possessing a weapon from a long time. And he said this guy came with this weapon at that court sitting in Banjul. So it is DIG Sowe that deliberately intended to frame the United Democratic Party. So the boots that they picked in Usainu Bojang's house is what they said that it only your footprints in your tara crime scene. But crime scene me alonko, you know, more hundreds in your laka benje. It is jeki dreko, you meet a, you know, a whatever, you know, footprint there, and then you pick that from this guy's house. You see, you listen to this guy.
So many positive leads indicating the suspect of being an accomplice.
So the suspect was an accomplice.
Of this horrendous crime.
Accomplice of who? The United Democratic Party, right?
But that can be provided for now. We will continue updating the general public.
Now, they promised to continue updating the general public on the matter, but they never did after this press conference, because this press conference was stopped by the office of the president.
Information is dangerous and needs to be protected.
Of course, information is dangerous because everything that you've said here is very dangerous, and that has exposed your institution and you as an individual as somebody who knows something about the killing of the cops. And then now, everything that this man had said here was never brought to court. Everything that the interior minister had said here was never brought to court. Everything that the the national security advisor has said was never brought to court. The only thing they brought to court is he told me. But the mentality is, first when they said Usainu Bojang, they thought it's from Brufut Bojang Kunda, and they think, oh yeah, you know, maybe he's UDP. The next minute they realize, oh no, he's a Bojang, but not a Mandinka, he's Jola. They say, oh, he's a rebel. That is the Gambian mentality. That is the Gambian mentality. But on top of it, the most interesting aspect of it is that everything that this DIG had said was never brought to court. And everything that he had said, Sankareh had came out to say, for DIG, police. And we now realize that everything that this man had said was all fabricated stories. So what exactly was the intention of this man? What was this man really looking for?
Without which it can provoke situations beyond our control.
What was this man really looking for?
On that note, ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Minister, National Security, Tamsir Jase.
So you listen to Tamsir Jase, who is basically the National Security Advisor to the government of the Gambia. This man had the guts to say that yes, Usainu Bojang said he's a rebel. This is the National Security Advisor of the Gambia. Abukola ko time minaniya jame ni modul fara masa kundabulu. Ekaminke they just gather security chiefs to go and sit at the police headquarters to write a script to cover up. Abuko kabire daba mare na nyol fadre ka abuko itolbo export kanne to ibe wol samba ka malam fo janjambure la wol escape ta. So wol escape ta kabir wotu mo fo bi jumala nyaayeje. This script is just a similar one. And then there is no way the government of Adam Barrow can escape from it because you people killed the cops. So now what is left in the case that is everything about it has been has been made really clear that Usainu Bojang was not at this spot. He has no hand in the killing of the cops. But even after that, because initially what they would have done, they would just go ahead and do that single narrative prosecution and probably incarcerate this dude after 1 year. I don't go to pardon what a killer jam pardon kuta jam because we are going to account the government for the killing of the cops. There is nothing like you go ahead with your case and then later on you say, oh yeah, you put some charges on that dude and then you kind of victimize him for a certain period. You say, oh yeah, the president has pardoned him, because we knew very well what you are doing with the families of the deceased. Those people might not talk at the moment, but we know basically that this dude did not kill the cops, and you cannot use him as a cover-up so that, tomorrow you just let him go and say, you know what, we just forget and move on. No, you killed the cops, so you definitely got to face the consequences of your actions. And on top of it, on what basis are you giving a contract, DIG Sowe? On what basis? Dosa man, dosa pas, dosa harinte. Lan nga xam lu ñeneen police yi xamul? Lan nga mëna def at this stage of your life that young officers cannot do? Why are other people not giving contract except you? Why are other people asked that they cannot have a contract because of a policy that existed? Why is the policy bent for you, if not for the killing of the cops, in which you fabricated the entire script and story and gave it to Sankareh, and Sankareh realized it's all garbage. He came back to say, no, it's not from me, it's from the police. The IGU people rushed and moved him to Interior. And then you brought in the president's brother-in-law as IG. That is an insult to the police force. That demoralizes the institution. That downgrades the morale of men in uniform. That you can pick somebody from immigration, you bring him to be the head of the police, with no police experience. So you want to tell the entire police force that none of you is competent enough to be IG. So I'm going to pick somebody from outside, because the people that you have at the helm of affairs, these retirees, are only there to do what the government wants, including killing people, and not just ordinary people in the streets, but even killing police officers for the regime. And that is why DIG Sowe is there. If I was a police officer, I would resign. But no, it's not even necessary for some of you to resign, because what would you do? Probably, that's the only opportunity you have, or probably, it's going to be difficult, because we know how our system works back home, because it's difficult to even get a job. And this is a government that will tell you we are going to create 150 or 1,500 jobs each year. They create nothing. And turn around and be killing police officers whom you don't even pay good money. So we know the police cannot speak for themselves, because if you want to speak against the system on the killing of your own men, that is going to be, it's more or less like coup d'etat. And then you people will definitely either go to jail or something, or you'll be dismissed, or you can even go to life imprisonment. But we will speak for you. And I thank God, my very good brother often is on this live listening. I stayed with him a couple of years. He later joined the police force. I was tempted with it, Back then, if you graduate from the university, they give you ASP rank. I remember going to somewhere, I think Brikama, to pick a police form, and they said, oh, the forms are finished. And we went down to Banjulinding, somewhere. I think they have a training stuff over there. And they said, oh, no, the forms are finished. I was like, you know what? Do whatever. And most of my friends joined the police, and they became like, ASPs and all that. So I used to envy them with their uniform. But the best and the most important decision I ever made was never to really go to another spot to look for that, police, form. That was basically the best thing I would have done. But because, like, my own big brother, because this is a person that knows quite a lot, almost everything that I had to do as a young person, because I stayed with him all throughout. So when he joined the police, I was tempted to do the same. But that was the best decision I ever made, because maybe today I'll be sitting here grumbling and I could not say anything about it. Like most of you in the force today cannot. But we are going to speak for you, because you are our brothers, you are family, and we cannot watch people kill you just out of nothing. Imagine if my brother leaves home, you just wear a uniform, you go to work, we get back home, we eat together, we live together, we talk about family issues together. You just go to work for a government to kill you and then frame another person, and they want everybody to shut up. How about if that was my own brother that was killed? How about if that was somebody who I lived with for years, who would have taught me a lot of things in life, was just killed out there, and then you expect everybody to shut up? When your DIG knew something about it, he knows everything about it, including that Pate Jallo, because it's not coincidence that a Pate Jallo is killed when his name was the one that the UDP were complaining about. So we will come here on a daily basis until the truth comes out of this case. You are determined to incarcerate an innocent young man. We are 10 times more determined to bring out the facts and to tell you that you know something about the killing of the cops, because you masterminded it. So I've seen people on this live, that I sat in the same classroom with. We were just a class ahead of Hussein Oboja. I remember, You know, at one point I had to leave Bruford Primary School. I don't know for whatever reason, but they think I was too stubborn to be there. So, you know, I had to leave at 3rd grade. But these people were like a badge behind us and all that. And these are folks that you play soccer with, you know, in the fringes of the community. And growing up, these are folks that you would see on a daily basis. And later on, you would have gone to different schools, but you know each other in that community. So you cannot just jump one day and tell us that this dude is a rebel. And on top of it, you come to court, you did not bring evidence of him being a rebel. You did not bring even a single word of him being a rebel. So whatever that the police had told us, they have now swallowed everything. So why did the police lie? So, Femi, this is basically what I wanted to understand. Because why would DIG so tell us that Usainu Bojang was at the UDP court case in Banjul? What was his intention? Why did he tell us that he was at that court case with a gun? What was his intention? Why did he tell us that he was working at Brikama Area Council that is headed by a UDP chairman? What was his intention? Why did they now turn around again and said a political establishment hired him to kill half a dozen of police officers? Which political establishment? The one they have already associated him to. That is the United Democratic Party. What was their intention? That even part of the money he was paid was recovered. Recovered by who? Where is the money? What was their intention? That he met his co-conspirators, you know, in a mosque, and they provided him the escape vehicle into the thick forest of Casamas just for him to find himself in a garage to be crying about a white person. This is the person they told us is a rebel by the government of the Gambia. That the National Security Advisor said, that the DIG said, that the Ministry of Interior in that press conference stood and all agreed to those terms on behalf of the government of the Gambia. So that means the government of the Gambia is a disgusting one. I'm going to everybody wants a job in government. No. I work in an academic institution. Well, besides universities under the government or whatever, partly, if you people think that, oh yeah, man, we can't deal with you, do whatever you want. Not the house diga mo ñu gënal ay liggéey nguur la mo ci nekk lan mo ci nekk alka balla kor dal kon alta min dalal dingol kang aleta doku da, because these are the kind of people that destroyed this country for the last 22 years. When tobe ñu nan ya jame baxut yeen a baxut yeen, because yen you are the kind of people that will even go report people to Jammeh, tell him defal ni ki bonna, and you frame all your these plans. You'll be killing people, and then all that blame will go to one person. Now this blame will not just come to you, it will go to you, Adama Barrow, and his entire government machinery. Because Bola Nyumune Wane Usainu Bojang works in Brikama Area Council, when you have the entire government workforce that you can easily go to Brikama Area Council to verify, which you did not do, that indicates that you people don't even know how to be criminals. Criminals are ought to be smart, but you don't take these retirees who have no good intent for the country, and then you actually give them big positions just to go and be killing people simply because they want to remain in those positions. And that is just a fact. And then bolen to bi ngeen no waaye moo ñu wax ne moo leen rey mané Gambia képp ngeen mun a forcer pour mu wax lu mu xamut lu mu gisut lu mu musut a dégga jaaxa boo leen arrest after boo leen arresté Usainu Bojang loo leen ko wax Usainu mu ne yow la jox fetel bi xawma fetel musumay gis fetel. I only know Usainu because we were classmates. You let the lady go, and Usainu clearly told you people that you were cuffing his hands and then beating him mercilessly. Why luckily ñu ko doon dóor sa xam na seen tur yi kon yéen we will actually battle this out with you, because benn nguur jeexalut àdduna. Kon nguuri Adama Barrow yéen a rey police yi te xam ngeen ne yéen a rey police yi ba pare nag doo leen am foo leen koy layee, because the fact of the matter is you definitely need to come out and tell the Gambian people how and why you had to do that. Just give me a second. I'm trying to figure out what Sankareh was really saying about this whole thing too. And muna wax lu amut, but you people. Now, we listen to Sankareh.
His photo here.
Sankareh said he got Usain Bojang's photo.
In hoodie.
In hoodie.
He actually was there in attendance.
He was there in attendance
during that demonstration
and participated in that demonstration in the last court appearance of the United Democratic Party.
Several suspects have since begun. President Barrow,
Mr. President, calling Usain Bojang a rebel is just like somebody telling me Ibrahim is a rebel.
No matter how
And they expect me to agree and say, oh yeah, Ibrahim is a rebel, and then you can do whatever with him.
legal representation and go through.
So we listen to Sankareh now.
And as in all democracies.
Pastor Major will be very happy to hear that.
Oh really?
Yes, he was. You didn't hear his commentary. No. He was worried about all these calls for reimposition of the death penalty and some of the public reaction you hear. Let me read this text, for instance. Hello, good morning, Uncle Peter. This man who shot the officers should not be taken to prison. Let them just investigate him, and after the investigation, let him just be killed by hanging. And
go and kill him by hanging.
Should be present and take.
Go and kill him by hanging.
Innocent young men, and the gunning down of a female policewoman, who were doing nothing but doing national duty.
Sankareh, they were doing nothing if not national duty. Why did your government kill them?
Celebrate this crime.
And then you see what they're trying to say? They try to make it look like UDP was celebrating the killing of the cops. Because ilafengo betara nara ya direct wallakang. Isabo ko malla fi UDP la ma UDP masakunda like I don't like Usain Dabo and his party whatever. That is your right. But listen to a government that could do this, a government that could go this low.
That people could just orchestrate this kind of thing. And Peter, I'm not going to dwell into most of the information I have.
That's why I'm not asking certain questions.
Listen to Peter. Listen to Peter. As a journalist, you're telling him that, oh yeah, that is why I'm not asking certain questions. So you are also siding with them. You are also siding with them as a professional journalist, somebody that people respect so highly in that country.
The investigation
Is now listen, had the Godman succeeded,
he and his co-conspirators, there would have been chaos and confusion in this country, because for a good 1 week they were surveillancing paramilitary posts.
For a good 1 week, they were surveillancing paramilitary checkpoints, and they wanted to kill half a dozen paramilitary officers. Where are the co-conspirators? Where are they? Munatina Walman court.
After evidence and family members, friends who actually knew about this, people that the perpetrator spoke to and confided and confessed, should also report to the closest police station or the nearest police station. The man, after he shot these people, we use it allegedly, shot these people, was met by co-conspirators at a mosque within that vicinity, who actually provided the getaway car and drove him into the thick forest of Casamas for safety.
A moment drive to the thick forest of Casamas.
Exceptionally cooperative. And they're very happy.
And they said he was exceptionally cooperative, and the police were very happy. So the police that were very happy can come to court with nothing. After you were so happy with an investigation, you were so happy with the responses of this person, you come to court with nothing.
I mean, security installations have been attacked in this country.
So you can basically see the foul play in the government.
To topple the government.
Now, come time everybody would just say, I'm kidding. Told us Silanka Nasati, Dunga Tilimbalia Tili Walla, from California.
Preliminary investigations.
Now, preliminary investigations are overwhelming. And they came to the court with nothing.
I would put it that way.
Yes. We need to be very careful.
And I'm not alleging anything. I'm just saying that preliminary investigations are yielding great leads, and the police are very happy.
The police are very happy. But aside, let's even stop it at that. The police that were very happy with their investigation came to court with nothing, if not now trying to even hide, because you can't let kido le alko mafunga kidijele. Where is the gun and the ballistic examination fake? You know, Sankareh la nying entire script abewulia, DIG ta abewulia. So what were you happy about? You were happy that you thought you successfully framed the United Democratic Party, and now you will succeed in banning their political establishment, in which you failed grossly. And Almalong Albo Sambalanyami, you came down and say, oh, it's Hussein Bojang who killed the cops, and he's a rebel. But oba keno la nyadi la momi yalon ko ini molle karanteni tara school ini menda sate killing oba keno la nyadi. So sign Gambia masakunda jumale fango e police olfa. The question is no longer about Hussein Bojang, because that is very clear to all of us that he has no hand in it. But now, who really killed the cops? The government definitely got to provide the killer of these cops. Because it is no la yafoko nyinkoli ba kela tukutuku yereneti. No. Atake no la tukutuku yeren. Hanali ya kati bi so malbe wulila modolo be sila to nyabe sabatila. Look, it's high time we call out this government. Because when a government gets to the point of killing people, the longer you stay in power, the more evil you tend to do. In the police headquarters, I'm going to back more father albulije. Ali ede ku ko ali amana ko makuo manfindi. Moli abelo mbederi ngakane dron. Altara farabale mo saba fajal me faje kula vnamange you wanted to sell a community land to Jula ke purwe mining keje. Ale sade mulfa. You militarize the community, you know that will not work, you kill the people. Albora you went to phone, you killed Haruna Jata there. And then you think, yeah, we will never go back to that again. And this Hussein Bojang case probably will be the end of it, because you will never be killing people and then you expect everybody to watch in silence. That will not happen. Let alone people who wear our uniform, national colors, to work for the nation and probably even working to protect you. Including their own bosses to frame them in a way that you go and kill them simply because one or two of you want a position. They can make you AIG, they can make you DIG or whatever. But at the end of the day, look, you can even die in those positions. It doesn't make you anything else. So this is the fact. That is the fact. So what we have done today is basically to tell you everything that Mama had said was all complete fabrication. We successfully played Mama's audio here. We played to you what Sankareh had said and what DIG had said. And all of these things they deliberately refused to bring to the court. And these are the things they told us in the beginning. But people are watching and people are understanding and people know how criminal these people are in government. They decided to start looking at other ways of trying to save their souls. No, you cannot do that. You did it intentionally to ban the United Democratic Party. And if telling you that makes us supporters of United Democratic Party, so be it. We are happy to do so. I don't owe it to anybody. I don't owe anybody my political allegiance. And I don't owe anybody what I got to say. But what we know is that Hussein Bojang did not kill the cops. And that is just a true aspect of everything, because you people framed this dude in your quest to ban the United Democratic Party. Alia Kenya dil nyinka minfoko mino tole code so le use kata dulakar nin dulakar wo be mo fanial. Mama jabe ka minfoko mino ntelenga mo jabe rebe sila ila muria bun ko na nyaade te mo fala mu dawro. Alkonya momi mu rebelo du anu Sankareh konyo ko, his co-conspirators took him to the thick forest of Casamance. All of a sudden, for him to find himself in a garage and then find himself at Mama Jabe mi alonga kate morol ola moria from morsi fault. So this is the fact. And then when you comparatively look at the Barrow regime and the past regime, there is nothing that is very different. Because if it is killing people, you two are killing people. You just killed 2 police officers. And those who are lying about Hussein Bojang, would love it, and people felt sorry for them. And key among them is Pate Jallo. Ita Pate Jallo, ita nyumo kilong. Ita lekaf kuo bedubul double Gambia kon. Yaje kabiring wo incident kada Brikama area council ning, this operation clear the road tema. Itara si yang kuba dawala officer do ke fama dad diandi jeka kuma di malfo. I saw other people saying, oh, this guy is a good guy. No, you are not a good guy. You are not a good guy. We know what happened between Baba Janing, Atondi, Isafal. Your intention was to damage that guy's political career. So you are a tool for the NPP in the Gambia Police Force. You DIG so ni mo kotongol meni along kalkatu up and down the State House. Kakumo sifa befoje. DIG, so we also know the case of the pedophile that you went to State House and tell them that he was over 75 years and he cannot be arrested or whatever. Tilimbalian and Tapaliam in Beto. Abedanale. What you will not put on your own children, don't put it on other people. It is evidently clear to you that Usainu Bojang did not kill the cops. But now, why did DIG so fabricate this entire script? That is the question. Why did DIG so say that Usainu Bojang was working in Brikama Area Council? What is the rationale behind it? What is the intent? What does he wish to actually achieve in that? Why did he say that he was at the UDP court case in Banjul? What did he seek to achieve? All of those things is just to connect the dude to the UDP, because their entire intention was basically to ban the United Democratic Party. And they made the government believe that they could do that by fabricating a script like this, by killing their own men, simply because they want to coincide with the time when UDP was complaining about Pate Jallo. And at the same time, they kill another Pate Jallo, making it look like it's a coincidence. You are not more intelligent than people. You are not smarter than people. So we can basically connect. We can connect the dots. And honestly, I definitely had nothing against this regime, if not even to support it, which I could basically regret. Because you cannot support a regime that turns around to kill people to frame your own colleague or brother in the community. And that, you know, basically they did to actually ban another political establishment. So things have to change through time. It cannot continue the way it is. We cannot let you continue the way you are running our country. So walam ko demi yalam ka sorota anda be sabatiring. So alfinti aliye tonya fo gambiano le ko aliye police lo famun dalil lakang and aliye famingo minna fanani no fo e koy. We are not going to wait for another TRRC. Say woman so ko dengi. Now what you do it today, we tell you the truth today. Deka bi nak non la wara demé. But Mobe, at one point, you people become like eagles up there, and whoever you feel like, you know, is a chick for you, you come and pick and kill? For what? What was I? Why did we change a regime then? You change a regime for another to come and start killing people? No. So if you people, sympathize with Barrow or you support NPP, and you know the funny thing is, some of your presidential advisors, shortly when this incident happened, what did they do? UDP, you are the people who were complaining about the police here. You see what happened. So the mindset generally, and that was not wrong. I'm not saying that is wrong. That was not wrong, because even when the incident happened, the first thing that clicked on my mind was, wow, the police recently had an issue with the United Democratic Party. But obviously in my own thing, I'm like, no, I don't think they could go that extreme. No, that could not happen. But every genuine human being, such a thought would have come to you in the first place. It depends on how you deal with it. And this is exactly what the police capitalized on and, did this particular crime to ensure that all minds focus on the UDP, and they will prosecute a false narration and a single narrative on it, and then, put it on the United Democratic Party and then ban the political establishment. But where they failed is when they said he was the guy in hoodie and he works in Brikama Area Council. They cannot substantiate all of that, and they know it's a complete fabrication. And when everybody got to know that this is a fabrication, they bams on Usainu Bojang and then start fabricating all kind of lies against the young man. Boy, dega du ñaar de, dega ben rek mo mëna am. Té nit nak léna rek nga mëna doon. Nga wax dega wala nga doon tapet nga nopi ci kawam. Wala nag nga gis ne yow yaa ngi si dunda yaa ngi si benefit nga ne let me keep quiet, it's not my business. Waaye dëkk kenn du ko soppi si loolu de. Tey Usainu Bojang la ëllëg mun naa nekk yow. We have seen permanent secretaries who ended up in jail. We have seen ministers who are now languishing in jail. Loolu moo tax nag we have those questions asking each other, where were you? Because bu Jammeh doon def lu mu doon def kenn ñame ñu ta wax dëgg. So Barrow du nekk fii di rey ay nit ñun ngeen ñu toog ñu noppi si kawam fekk ñu ngi xam ñu ngi gis even a deaf and a blind man can basically tell that something did not go right in this case, and you want everybody to be quiet? No. We will not wait for people to ask us where were you when this was happening. No. Jamono boobu weesu nañ ko. We did not change a regime for it to come back and be killing people. No. We did not change a regime for retirees to be maintained while other people are told to go home. That nepotism cannot happen. We did not change a regime for Mama Jabi's SIM card to be registered by the president's nephew, and then this person will come and start lying about our brother that he killed the cops. How did Mama even know the president's nephew? To a point that the president's nephew's, registered number is what Mama uses. So the first family knows something about the killing of the cops. Because Hamnan DIG Sowe, Abukabo State House. We know all that. And it is DIG Sowe that fabricated the entire script. Kon DIG Sowe, warna mo nyo si court be, they should subpoena some of these people to come and testify and tell us what they knew about this case. But whereas the court failed to do that, someday, after this regime, you people will definitely, even if not the Gambians, God operates in miraculous way. This law, you people have been exposed. So that is the fact about the case. You can continue to keep Usain Bojang in jail for as long as you want, but it is clear to him, his family. Man, my whole worry is actually gone, because when his family really believe that Dega Ki definitely Amantanyundula, because on that fateful day we were together with him here. So after also listening to government and what they said about him being a rebel, adunta jabote silang hamne bi ngurgi hamnan ci dara. Kon kumpuloy etala yana si xam dara. You people actually masterminded and fabricated the script. And if you don't understand how these things work, if you've been following, keenly Senegalese politics, it's just exact thing that happened to Philbert Sambo and DJ Badji. That the government of Macky Sall killed these two people, and then all of a sudden nothing is said about it. And then later on, what did they say? They said they have amnesty for everything that had happened. So bu dee foofu ngeen jëlee ay rey nit ngeen tamit ngeen commencé rey nit. Ah waaw, rey leen Gambie yëpp ngeen xool. We are not mad people. We will account to you for your actions. And we will not let our brother languish in jail simply because some people think they're benefiting in government. No, we don't care about benefits in government. We care about the truth. We care about justice. And we actually change the regime for you people to do justice and accountability and respect human fundamental rights and treat all people equally than turning around to kill other people because of your political desires. Do fi amati amna kay mom way do fi amati. You can go and negotiate with the families and try to bribe them here and there. If those people leave, you know that those people will leave you. But this Usain Bojang case, we will follow it to the letter. Any day you release this dude, we are suing you to court. Even if it's what we've spent our last penny on this case, we will do it. And it's worth it for us. Because we know clearly that this dude is completely innocent, because we know him from back to this day. And we cannot watch a government that is so manipulative and criminal, that basically should be protecting the people, instead turn around to be killing people. This is how you have reduced the police force to. But let's come to the military briefly. So under normal circumstances, if a ballistic examination is to be done, the police said they had a gun and they needed to do a ballistic examination. They wrote to the Chief of Defense Staff. And the Chief of Defense Staff has asked one Jallo guy to do this ballistic examination. This guy doesn't know when he did the ballistic examination. His examination report has no date. He cannot tell when exactly he did the ballistic examination. What is fake? What is more fake than that? But even whereas his ballistic examination is true, what was he actually going towards? He was going towards, it is one of the guns that we do not have in our installation, and therefore it is a foreign gun. And then you people said this dude got this gun from, the Casamas rebellion. How? But I told Gambia soldier, it's been 8 years of you people being disarmed by this regime. That they don't believe in you, they don't believe in your services. We have Senegalese occupying our country, not only our territories, but also even our state house. Where is our territorial integrity? Where is our sovereignty as a republic? It's been 8 years. We were at war. Look at the vehicles that some of you drive in high position in the army. You could not hold your horse. The army I cannot really say much about, because this is an institution that my very close relatives and parents would have walked in. So you cannot really be hard on an institution that kind of contributed to your upbringing. So I would leave it at that. But what I'm trying to say is that why would the army stoop that low to a point that you actually give the government a false ballistic examination report? And this has to go through the the CDS. Kon CDS yow tam xam nga ci dara. Kon yeen yep bokk ngeen ci complot bi. Ya all are part of the deal. But lolu mo meuna am Because if you take people like that, these retirees, and give them key positions, when you have very competent men in the army who can lead the force, because you will not want that. You will want these retirees, this old guard, who will only be yes sir people, and then do whatever the regime wants. And that is exactly what is happening. That is why there is no security in the country. There is only one secured person in the Gambia. That is the State House. Because people are not secured simply because the only secured person is the State House. That is how selfish the regime is. It's been 8 years and then you have foreign occupying forces. State House. These khaki looking guys in our State House. What are they doing there? Gambia mankulo so the kodenk. We are a region to Senegal. Because for 8 years you have been occupied by a foreign force that is your close door neighbor. That is why you are dancing to their tune at every level. That is why you gathered, 5-6 ministers to go and meet, El Malik Njai. El Malik Njai hanintela ni obenda, namon kuboni no bolu, nda kubondela. Nama boni, ni ma boni no abula ta boni lambul. Adult Minister Nani, Minister Lulu, that little dude will tell you that, okay, you know what, our vehicles will pay in Senegalese currency in your own land, and then you agree to that. You come back and said you have a deal with the Senegalese. These are the kind of ministers we have in our country. And some of you will tell us that, oh no, then we will have safer enough, because we are trading a lot in Senegal, with Senegal, because even your electricity is dependent on another foreign country. That is your close door neighbor. We know how essential electricity is. The supply, you don't even know how to basically solve our electrical, electricity demand challenges. What has this government solved for the Gambians? If not increase poverty, all men konyo ko mani boro data la 900 man boro david wulu fula kemelul. Gambia at this moment, if you don't have people living in foreign, know that you are suffering. Abject poverty is killing people in that country. Basic ailment is killing people in our hospitals. You said you are building 5, 6, 7 universities. For who? For who are you building all these universities for? Because you people don't even have a conscious development plan. All that you do is to kill people, and then you want to come back here and you say people should shut up. After political and political deal la fad yatale nyaming. But mo fa ko. No, tula lejede. Alman nyame moti jang, alman fahamu multi jang, alka mulla mul fale murun ko alkale wuliya dubul dabal gol dal ko mole so wala jang. Jumal la nyamata jang. Nim mo nyamata wotatol lo minbe masakunda atol le man kende ya, because natol kende ya no alta mulla mo kendol min ya lon ko balni falba jikri wala ali ol fatili mbaliani tajinte yani kuriani jowya kono ale murun ko ngale wuliya la mo do ko alko banko mol be so wala fontol nyamata. We will not accept it. And let me tell you one thing. Alba kala dula ko dongol bedo maybe wali nyaka sala baranto la brufu ndende. Yala kana mola sando da sala mola banko betala. This is what the regime has continued to do to the people of my community. I remember a couple of years ago, Brufut Heights was santo do wodla. They said government needed hard currency. Ika mola banko da ika waf molia wolke joni dollar la aning hard currency. But imagine banku mi yalon ka manke president tate amanka atol tate adol ko wafu in hard currency aka fumole ko TDL. TDA is a land dispossession mechanism. Muna na TDA man so dal fon la sade la bora dami. Do you have TDA in Manka Mankunda? Do you have TDA in Kanilai? Do you have TDA in Barajali? A TDA boran dolakom bo badala satelor. Wolle al nyabo. Ali wolle get TDA to come back and steal our lands, sell it to other people and put those monies in your pocket and even turn around and take our lands. Ali talal da malutema. Atol la fadula kendo la katamento mi alon ko mbotaje. It is getting to a point that even our natives in our own communities will turn back to be renters, to be tenants in our own community, because we cannot afford to buy. Because I just saw this morning, I think a specific land somewhere around my parents' area that is costing about 2.3 million. I remember not too long ago when they were establishing Brucibi in Wulinkamajang, they were giving land to people at collar knots and 700, 500, 300. Oma me kunun jang. But because of commodification and financialization of land, all of a sudden government ye nyabe lo mola sadeka atol botalla sadel to land balbulja, including Ibrahima whatever this Ibrahima guy from Jambur. Atol la kana mola land betala fay man de man da Jambur eta land tower fay man bolt. Edam kombo jawla fangodi te. Kana mola sadel ka mola land talawdo. Abol tala al dam malte ma pour mu atol la ba furu da gambianol. Because you run an animal farm government and then it is empowered by your MPs who will also go to Yundum Kalan Betala Kadi Damal Laudla. Molmini along ko teki when you dara munu dara hamu dara jeki di jël suñu alal diko sédo seni digante ñom ñoy ñan dan ngeen fi liggéey lu ken liggéeyut fi ci dëkk bi dan ngeen fi mun nit ñi munul amun na am sacca kay mun ngeen ko kay ñi munuñ ko almanda wala you want to kill people and frame our own brothers in our community and you expect people to shut up on that. Ani molla badara jenjangol fanga mom na banko mol na fa man na sate dingol na fa fentem fo albe bayla dla be dal dla be kal fanga tati ale ñu hotel wo serati no dla babe mo dal katol le tamoro obe keno lal tati nyaadi de ale banko mol deprive their own rights, their own belongings. You injected poverty on them. You dispossess them of their own resources. Almanda wala molla badala jenjong wala le Chinese wala ñi fismil factory li fena molla satel sunkandila ibe molla mol fala up till date nothing is done about that. Where is that that guy that killed Jibril Cisse in Sanya? Jibril Cisse is my neighbor. My compound and where he lives, like, it's about just a bend, it's just a Johnson. And these are folks that you would see every day and every evening. But this guy who works for a fish meal factory went to steal in this house, killed this dude. Up till date, this guy has never been brought to court. That Gibril say. The Senegalese guy that killed Jibril Cisse in Sanyang has never been brought to court and he has never been seen. And that tells you that the government would have smuggled this guy and sent him back to Senegal. A murderer. This is the regime that actually, pardons, pedophiles. Charol Gambian protect manela. I'll jeki dal ka fo janko, you care about the interests of Gambians. Atol you don't care about anybody's interest. You people atol mo sun suluto leti. Talama sa kundaka bara wala. Bara mofa. No. Mofa wata continue no ladi. Nalsa kamben kuja mala bara mofa kay no. The rest you can consider it as politics. But killing people, nobody is going to accept that from you. No way. And we know very well that Usainu Bojang is as innocent as a white dove. And the only guilty people here is the government of the Gambia. And in the coming days, we will be petitioning you to all international, institutions. And the rest of the world basically already knew what is going on. And let me tell you, we will stage a Who Killed the Cops protest at the UN General Assembly coming this September. Dengan am fit. And them befumi jehe. Lolen mun rek def len. Ale mingo min no drong alake. Komga yen, you people are determined to incarcerate a young innocent dude for your own crimes. We are 10 times more determined to ensure that justice is done in this case. Because you cannot continue to kill the young people of this country, kill the dreams of the young people of this country, to continue to keep these old, retired, tired guards in key positions when very competent and young, energetic folks within those institutions can definitely do better jobs. But you don't care about the young people. Now we'll talk about, and the same young people will come out and vote for you. That is why sometimes I wonder the mental psyche of the young Gambian. Then an idiot or an asshole will jump somewhere and tell you that, oh yeah, you all are doing good and you all are excited. Excited about what? Excited about, increased poverty? That is why this government is so manipulative that even the World Bank report, they took the headline and then shared that, and they never came to tell us the details of that. Nimbango Serious Rinong is going to be in every media house that they are going to sit, experts will sit and look at, the details of this World Bank report and look at it where the country is getting it wrong. Your financial policy is trash, is garbage. Comparatively to other countries in terms of governance, you are the weakest. So what are you people doing good for the country? Nothing. Almandra Gambia makoy kam fenna naman ka fuarian in do bal batandi. And there was a time I said that this operation Clear the Road is done wrongly. And some people don't understand from the angle I was speaking. Anakorokeje, Pamane in Brikama going to Kitty. his compound. This guy came there and then he said, you know, Male nyanta mune bondi la sandoje. He asked him, Muna alka silo mezo la bang, purka alonko okay, silo nyanta kela janete, and then nyumanya natala jako no. So what exactly is your TOR? He said the fence line. How can a fence line determine the ownership of somebody's land? How? Gambia luwa jumale atandi ko ela fence o danta dami la korda danta wol na diata ngana fence o murundi 5 meters behind ngana nyato beke flower so ni na de bena flower be tinyana la because iba fala ko na korda ante korda ka soto ning fence line la ba fo korda ka soto ning korda kaitol. What kind of a TOR is that? And this is the guy that tells us that he is basically, you know, a road safety engineer. Itamu engineer sifality. You are a disgrace to engineering. That man a guy. But on top of it, luwa jumale sembo di manila kava ko niya musol nila tabulo wala ila sirang wala tara you know lorin lato. If you think they are doing wrong, arrest them. But you have no right whatsoever to destroy their properties. Luwa jumale o sembo di tala. Kulubalian in tajin ala tambire wani muske bar ngotara awino abo wafulo dar ni atara ko tonya to yati amana ko luwa tinya asamba luwa nyati no fo manelo luwa iko wala tabulo mo de ko wala tabulo kat. These tables are basically movable objects amanka ko they are permanent structures, so why would you destroy those people's movable tables? Muna na niya mo do dara lori ko mo romanya na lola ja muna ne ko mo rola werol betay muna ngataw nyola le tidimbaliya man tambi you know kulubaliya la fa man tambi wala ye ba fulo ngata you know aba sirin dami yo la baga solo mo de ko tinya. But lumbe sila you know you people will still come back and because ika molle je ika kiditiyol le je koma lumbe sila albe tonya sabantindal because there is no way you can tell somebody ko okay karla fenso haynan koma you know nyindo ta fele nyaado bar nyindo min tabe koma you know ay bitiko la luwala fenso dala you know bitiko nyina you know perango nyim findita nam bandal bareti alo ne wala korda kayto bala land mi matata ne mi mankata because in this kind of thing if you are doing this in mavo come like you know brikamala o bere berola and all that maybe woldol isa no mini be siloka yewol bondi ha but you go to Gunjur you go to Jambanjeli molla fengo iti alo nyaadi la ko karla korda danta jane wal karta man danje yala korda kayto la jaba. Do you know what the person own and what they do not own? But simply because you said the fence line is a TOR, that is the dumbest engineering thing that somebody would ever say. It does not make any logical sense. It does not make any legal, sense. It does not make any engineering sense. These are the engineers in charge of our country. Land ownership is by documentation. It's not by fence line. So if they destroy your land on the basis of fence line, sue them to court and let them come and prove that it will be minna walam tonyati. This government is so inept, incompetent, and is just saturated with people with nothing to offer the country. You know, people go to work with nothing and they come home with nothing. At the end of the day, you pay them money for nothing because their productivity level at their work is zero. Where government only benefits its employees and not the common man who is out there paying tax on a daily basis. You people celebrate simply because you think now they have achieved. But it becomes an achievement for them. Because it's always about them. It's not about the people that they're serving. How on earth can you even think and you say you are developing a policy and then in this policy or you said your TOR is a fence line? Where on earth is land owned by a fence line? Where on earth is land owned by a fence line? As a diantele, ngavo ko mbela fa bitiko lolo na korda kon, but ngalo intanta na fence o kandila because left alo mol nyaay bitiko je, for maybe business purposes. So ngana fence o murundi koma maybe 5-3 meters, and then ngana anyim bitiko fe ngavo ko I want the bitiko to be visible. Yena na yo bitiko tinyay ko because na bitiko mantara na korda kon. Ide wolo nyaadi de na korda kayto yo le jibe ba yalo na korda danta dami ana man dandami. Tilimbali ala tambita wala. On top of it, hani atara form minifonka si Marcelo Silol ka iko damin form Silodi. Hani waltara odla. Even with that, you have no right whatsoever. Ka wala movable objects like table nin sirang wala ko wala wala mutakebe kating. Luwa jumale osembo di manila. Luwa juma. Inila sirang wala chika arrest them, take them to court. If the court said that nyini boitale aliye sorong natara wala diate, if you are to find them, find them. But you have no right whatsoever to destroy their properties. You have no right to destroy anyone's properties. As if we are in a dictatorship. We are living in a jungle justice. ba fulan wala ko wala baga so mo ko tinya tilimbaliani kuriani jow yakan e ka ko luwale o sembodi la luwa jumale sembodi mani la ka ko ni molo da silo ka manyana lola dame ni atare je nyanta la baga so tinya la luwa juma. Whereas they are even movable objects among come, you know, these are fixed objects. Luwa jumale o sembodi mani la muna na nan morol fonim police ole morol tara lorin sele janjang mi yalon ke manyana lola je ke la morol tinya. They probably arrest you and then charge you. That is the law. Banko katama ni luala. Banko buka tama ni min diata nye. Tilimbaliani nkuriani njowya. No. Banko buka tama wala. Bareka age min la wala fanan ketu je. Mana yentala fengo tara lorin silo ka. Even a movable object yo tinya. We kodoke min ke nene re. Ela nyancho ya badana wolungol. O yentala mero la fengo tara silo ka mana ide wotinya. Nkoroge hani kidi muang ini wala kanana nje. If hani ini sarra kombala kanana nje. Somebody will tell you that what you are doing is wrong. And that is why people begin to confront you. And those confronting you know why they are confronting you, because you are not following any law. You are not actually working under any conscious TOR. What you are doing is balafering on in Tilimbali and in Jowi. Some aspects of it, we will not say everything was wrong. Some aspect of it, we definitely need to clear the roads. More so like, Marcel Tonindla Kotengold. Because that increases our vulnerability to disasters and stuff like that. This is a great job. And this great job was supposed to be done, in a great way. But because you people don't have that sense enough, that is why you are doing it in a way that is so haphazard, is so filthy and so dirty, and you are doing it so terribly wrong. And people got to tell you that. And on top of it, let me be honest with you. In 2020, when they brought the first draft and I read through it, I was like, wow, I must be 30 to be qualified to be president, but nobody is too old to be president. That defeats logic and biology. Because on that purpose, that is why they say, for you to be 30 and above, that means you are mentally mature to run for president. So if you are less than that, they consider you biologically that you are not mentally mature to be president. I respect and agree with that. Right? But they got to a point, they said, nobody is too old to be president. But do you understand the same biology talks about human cognitive development? That moga ke baale for the tembo door that is, diminishing return. So how can I be too young to run, but nobody is too old to be president? I first disagreed with the draft on that aspect. The second aspect of it, I could visibly feel that it is for and against certain people. And I did not feel that it was right for the Constitution to have the feeling of for and against certain people. In as much as every other person I interact with say, oh, it's progressive. But I did not believe that a Constitution should be for or against people. And I did not really support it in that aspect. But imagine this same regime that said that the Constitution was against, the President Barrow or whatever, because they wanted to count his terms in it. But it was this same Barrow that said he was going to serve a 3-year transition period. And this 3-year transition period was a moment that we are going to do all these reforms and get a new Constitution. And it was developed on that basis. But he knew very well that from the beginning that he has the intention to betray the Gambian people. So, Budde, he had her one of her nephew, her niece, that he made the Minister of Environment, telling that Barrow is one of the most religious leaders that he has interacted with. But before you talk about religion, praying up and down, Samuel Sakadu, Lowa Hante Nyinyi, Gomal Lulu, Tenga Barani Wala. That is where people can visibly see that you are a religious person because you're honest. A dishonest person can tell us that you are religious. Religious in what aspect? That you can kill the police and frame other people. That you can tell people 3 and tomorrow you make it 5 and then you want to make it 10 and then you want to make it 20. You are not different from the AFPRC. So it's high time that Gambian account this government. Now that you definitely bring in your own draft that Dawda Jallo went and edited or do whatever, as if Gambia is about NPP and Adama Barrow. Adama Barrow, Gambia. That a constitution has to be developed for you. and not for the Gambian people. Because this document that you people want to bring out does not represent the wishes and the collective aspiration and desires of the Gambian people. It is specifically there to serve one man who is just one greedy guy sitting up there thinking that he should be president by all means and he should stay there for as long as he wants. No. That cannot continue. How long do you expect to run our country when you actually, disarmed our own military for 8 years? You want to continue disarming these folks for the next 20 years? You want Senegalese to continue occupying a sovereign nation like the Gambia for the next 10 years again? Gor doylul. Ni dangay doylu. Dangay doylu. Hanama de ka wasale. Ni wasa balayalat na le mo fadati because for you people, anything and everything that will cost you your seat is worth it, even if it includes killing the rest of the people. But it's left to the Gambians who will basically vote for you. These people will come and start giving you bags of rice. Before they became president, were they giving you that? They are using your own money, state money, to come back and give you one thing. You think they are doing favors for you, and then you vote for them to continue looting the resources of this country, to continue keeping you in abject poverty, and come back and give you one little change, and you think they are doing favors for you. They are doing no favors for you. They are doing nothing for you, if not to steal from you. Kon lolu moy lu am solo. Olam kuti mi yalon ko, we all need to collectively look at it and see that this regime is not really interested in the collective good of the country. Because if they do, within these 5 years, we should have gone away with this, and this other Senegalese occupying forces of our state house. You demoralize your men for 8 good years. The only thing that a military man is proud of is to serve and protect the territorial integrity of his country. And you have deliberately denied the Gambia armed forces of that for over 8 years. And these are the same people who actually made that falsified, report that they said is, a ballistic examination report. But it's not the armed forces, it's just one person. And if you look at the cabal, it's the same group of people. DIG Sowe, Ibu Sowe, Detective Sowe, Pate Jallo, Major Jallo, and Adol da Malabe Army. Adol yaja malabaji bajol replace sa mulla mulfa. How can this set of people be the only people involved in this case? And you tell us that Usainu Bojang is a rebel, whom we know and grow up with in the community. And you said you are not giving anybody any contract extension, but why did you give DIG Sowe a contract extension? What special skill does DIG Sowe have? Nothing. Momembuka angale kan korek mo fono, way muna deserve purka extra fenko diwala, extra, contract ko diwala. Is DIG so more competent than Landing Bojang and other people who who had left the force already? What can DIG so do that let's say even a police constable cannot do? What special leadership skills does this guy have that other people don't have? That he could actually stand on a podium that the state house would call to say, put an end to this press conference, because everything that he was saying there was complete fabrications and lies. Government as terrible as it is, when they pick your relative, you start to celebrate it, and you wonder what exactly we believe in as a people. A regime that was to last for 3 years to actually bring about a democratic dispensation with 2-term limit and respect for the rule of law here and there is now almost 8 years in existence. This regime seeks to continue, and then they're trying to bring in a new draft that will make this man continue for another 10 years. Senegal fata ñooñu dañ am jom nag bu dega jotee jaral na leen seen dëkk pour ñu dee waaye dëkk bi nii pour ñëpp ñu toog naan ne ndetake la waaye ni moom pare ga fa ñu banko teta fo nga pare la nga toña ko ni ñola toña sabati na banko kan tilingo ni toña tamaje ko tilimbal yani tajidinte yani kuryani jowyami bo banko kala na tambital. People who are running the state affairs don't believe in the system. And then you expect that the country will move forward. How will it move forward? Basic waste management is a fundamental problem in a country like that. You walk in the streets, people can just urinate anywhere. What is that? You jump and say, you know, Gambia, you know, is rapidly developing better than, you know, a lot of countries in the world. Which country are you developing better than? Ana Gambia nyar la NPP atole Gambia dola soto mo dole Gambia do soto kamana nalbe mantra Gambia kilon kon. This Usainu Bojang that you continue to lie about, Ngamara, you people have an Usainu Bojang that you have in there, and we in Brufut have a different Usainu Bojang that we are talking about. Alman police will fa fengo fenka manama nke ka UDP ban and alla script nying alia before nyama deliberately al balanta kana wasambana court, but the defense will bring all of this to the court, and the court will definitely preside over that. And the single narrative prosecution and incarceration, it will end in the Gambia. A regime did not change for us to go back to these killings and all these nonsenses. No. Ana jarta la mo be fa bar to nyara be sabat la alta continue la ka mol fa janti dimbali an intajinte yakon. Because if we normalize this, tomorrow could be me, tomorrow could be another person. Wala kera nunjang. Molla molka fa la bon min fon ke fa kabira murunte fon la molka. Hani mo fa la fon ke do fon fa. Oto yala no ko to nyato na mana yara nyinko man amandia. So DIG, so you will definitely tell us the truth. They can give you 10 more contracts. They can retain you in the police force. Hani ye bonni je yeke ambassador to or party jallo yeke IG or whatever. We will account you people for your actions, no matter how long it takes. So, ladies and gentlemen, you know, we will end it at that, and then, you know, I'm gonna talk to you another time. But I'm kumara jangwala nyinteko, you know, masa kundale police all five, police all five, and foka UDP ban. On top of that, imurunte tony a fanya double nyokon, and then ilafta ko la useno bojanka. Sa quite la ko useno bojanteng, and they don't know how to deal with the case. Wale atina DIG sorta say no because I've sele phone because they had to compensate him by all means, and now they don't know how to deal with it. They retain him in the police force as DIG when already the police has a policy that they are not giving retired people contract because they are going to empower the young ones who definitely have the competence and ability to lead the force. How can the Gambia police force, you go to one single office, you meet all, you know, almost 6, 7 to 8 people with the same high ranks? What is the essence? You are just doing mass promotion in the force for no good reason. All board lado comfortable. You know? You have, you know, almost 5 people with, you know, the same rank in the same office. When other people are retired, you send them home, but DIG retired and giving a contract, and you still want to retain him. But that also tells a lot about social security system in the Gambia. Molman security soto. You work for that country for 50 years, you retire. You will retire after 50 years, you turn to be a beggar. After 50 or 60 years of service to your country. Look of it, so it's high time we look into the systems, and then we, you know, my system will development ben na banko sambala nya raman ke nyinyo jo ya ni more faulty for one person to remain in power. I don't borrow, you got your 2 terms, bro. I'll allow, you know, look, allow democracy to flourish, and then ikamola banko minta that is actually that does not belong to you. Go and take your land in Mankamakunda and build your retiree home there. But at the end of the day, you, for some reason, you have to really tell us why you have to kill the cops. So our entire community know very well that you people kill the cops, and everything that you are doing about it is just entire fabrications and lies. So empower the young officers. They cannot speak for themselves, but we will speak for them. Because at one point we nearly became one of them. And we know they have the competence, they have the charisma, they have the ability, and they have the heart to work for that country with dignity, and to bring back, you know, that dignity and professionalism in the Gambia police force, that it has completely lost its credibility because of you people and your this nonchalant folks that you have at the helm of affairs. So retirees got to go. With all due respect, we respect your service to the nation. You've done all you could. You're done. Go. You cannot continue killing people, or more so police officers, just because you want position. What a kenola. Wala nyanta ban. And you, Musa Kamara or whatever, the president's, you know, nephew, whom Mama Jabi had number registered on, any Mama Jabi la, you know, tapalea na la dugalantel be. Abebe ko ela lumbe sila. Kavo ko ibari ng president. Lumbe sila mbalbe konti bola oto nyalal. Ote baila muku. So, I'll tend to Ngaljay, you know, it's been long, and then, you know, we catch you another time, and thank you very much. Goodbye.